Hey everyone, welcome to the Deceptive Lab. This is your boy Freeze coming at you with a con highlight of the week. And this week we're going to be talking about the newest combat bot in the game. For us on the con side, that's going to be Baru. And so give me a second to set everything up on the test server, and I will be right back. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, I'm back, and here we gonna take a look at Baru, and I got him up here with Blitzwing, and so you can see him in his robotic falcon mode. Now one of the things we're going to talk about in a little bit is that with his ability is going to allow him to create tornadoes, and when you think about that, kind of think about like Octo Punch, but it's going to be on a smaller scale. And so we'll actually take a look at those abilities for the 4-star and the 5-star Baru right now. So give me a second to pull up these so that was the 5-star, and so here's the ability. So I'm looking at the 5-star right now, and it says every 15 seconds you launch a long-range tornado, dealing 100% of the bot's DPS. So that's going to be constant even at their early levels. Like at your early levels, it's going to be 15 seconds and 100% bot DPS, because one of the things we're going to talk about is most of these bots you can equip to are melee style bots. So I got the maxed out 5-star here. The key thing that changes is that you can increase the bot damage up in this case with a maxed out 5-star, so it'll be up to 32%. I believe this one started off, I think this one starts off at 5%. The 5-star, I think the 4-star starts off at 4%. And then so we can look at him too. Yeah, so the 4-star, same ability, but it just goes up the bot increase of 22%, which honestly I kind of like, because let's take a look at like CatCut. So just for comparison's sake, the increase in normal damage for CatCut is 17.5, and so the real advantage there becomes that when that bot is destroyed, then it turns into a robotic feline. For Baru, and I think that question was asked, could he just stay in his Falcon mode afterwards? I don't think we got a response yet, because I think Space 8 might have already been on their weekend, but that's what we were really looking at. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if it changes in the next couple of days. I kind of doubt it. Pretty much at this point everybody signed off on it, but yeah. So let's take a look at what the bot looks like in action, and now we'll jump out of the screen real quick. We'll do a little demo. Alright, and while we're waiting for this to load, so one of the things we're talking about is basically these are going to be on melee style bots, and a couple of exceptions. So in this case I really like it on Blitzwing, so we'll take a look at how Blitzwing does with this bot. Alright, so we'll zoom in some, and you can see, so they kind of changed the effects on it. So the tornado was the visual, and it just kind of shows like a little small tornado coming out. It's going to come out every 15 seconds, and then it'll just turn into a big tornado at the end. I don't know if visually if that's the way that it's going to end, and you can see it doesn't do a whole lot damage, but it can do damage in a line, so you wind up hitting multiple different targets. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And with that said, honestly, I kind of hate that there are not a lot of really strong combat bots for these guys. Let's look at the equipable bots. But I kind of hate that it's not a lot for the melee type bots, for the warrior class bots. It's not a lot of good combat bots for them. So we'll take a look here. These are all the bots that you can equip Baru onto. And so you can see just a lot of melee, a couple special class, a lot of warrior class up there. So these are the bots that are equipable too, and I'll just kind of scroll through and let you guys take a look. But all of these particular bots can equip Baru. So for me personally, I like it better on Blitzwing, like I was using, and I actually like it on Galvatron. So let's try that. So where do I got Galvatron hiding? There, that's the 4-star. Let me put him on. I put the 5-star on the 5-star, and you can actually see there. So that's kind of like the mode that it's going to be in while he's actually attacking. You kind of think of almost like some of the other bots where you got an axe or something like that, and so that's where you're going to get that additional damage. Alright, so let's try this out. This time let's try it out on one of the test bases. And actually I got Blitzwing and Galvatron up there on the same team, so we can actually run both of these guys at the same time. I'll put them in zone 15, and we'll take a look and see what the damage looks like. I try to spread it out a little bit so you can see them individually and just kind of get a good idea for what this combat can do. So here we are, zone 15. And Galvatron is actually probably the one I like it on the most, just because you know most of that time he's going to spend on the ground. And so every 15 seconds you can kind of just get a little bit more damage out of him, you know, while he's on the ground. I'll throw some healers in there to kind of give him a hand. And you just see that special attack come again. And for him, it's not too bad of damage even at that high level. Now, this is one of the complaints that I have, because I actually was going to show both of them, but I want to go look at the stats that I have on this level 61 Galvatron real quick to kind of walk through the thought process of why I equipped it to Galvatron. And when we were talking about the G1 video, one of the things I was talking about is that, you know, he's not like a popular character in game because, you know, just we want more from Galvatron, and in terms of everything. But like level 61 Galvatron right now with Baru equipped has 704.6 damage. To see without Baru, you know, without Baru, that's 533.8. So you can see it's a pretty significant increase in damage. So if he's one of those bots that you use, you know, during your battles, or even in war, which I said I don't see him in wars and stuff, just because, you know, he could be a lot better as a bot. But I mean, buffing up one of your ground bots like that to 704.6, I mean that's pretty good damage. And you know, he's going to be on the battlefield for a little bit because he's got decent health. So that pushes me more in that direction. Now I will say I want to show the equipable bots again, because I'm going to talk about some of the bots that I don't necessarily like for it. So let's see. Let's go back to the combat bot, the Power Core Lab. We'll take them off of Galvatron for a second. So we're going to go back to this list of bots. And one of the things that I'm really looking at heavily is bots that have better power core combinations. And so when I look at guys like Impactor, I mean, for me, I typically run, oops, I didn't want to do that. Like I like Amalgamous, Vertebrae. There have been times where I've run like Quintus Core with obviously you run that with Terror, with Pterodactyl. So that's just one of those things where I was like, all right, there are better opportunities for guys like Impactor, for like Soundwave, who I currently run Quintus and Terror on. Um, but I also want to kind of look for damage. And so when I see like a bot like Galvatron, then I was like, all right, he's got good damage. And when I see a bot like a Blitzwing, I said, okay, he's got good damage as well. Now, other bots up here with good damage, you got like Ramjet. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind using him on Ramjet, but I use him pretty much for sacrifice strategies. And so I'm not going to get to continuously use that special ability from Baru, as much as I could. I feel like I'm kind of wasting it a little bit. But I mean, it is an option if you don't mind only using it like once. Like, he's going to be gone once within those 15 seconds. So it kind of makes it, to me, pointless. Let's see, who else? So any of the sack bots, like if you use Lugnut specifically for sack strategy, same thing. I think there might be better options out there, particularly because when you first buy these combat batches, you get on. It's because you're buying them in bundles. So, other thing I really don't particularly care for is the rushing tanks. So, like earlier today, I actually put Baru on Tantrum. We can take a look at that real quick to see how that turns out. So I could see using a rushing tank, just to add a little tiny bit more damage. But at the end of the day, their damage is so low. Like here, even with a 5-star Baru, his damage goes up to 395.2. When we were just looking at bots in the 700s earlier with Baru attached. So, but I'll run it so you can see what that damage looks like. We'll run that in zone 15 as well. See how it goes. Alright, so we got that 5-star Tantrum. Let's run it. Now, and the thing is, I could see it being beneficial. I could see possibly putting that like on like a Ripper Snapper. Ripper Snapper just got that ability 11 as well. So I could see that being beneficial. I didn't test that one, so I probably should. I'll test it before we get out of here. Ooh. Alright, I got in there a little bit too close. But we'll look at Tantrum real quick. So like I was saying, not a lot of damage. And it does seem to have like a little bit of a stun. I don't particularly care for it. But you can see the real benefit here is causing him a lot more damage in his actual attack. It seems like. So I don't know, man. I think there's a handful of bots that this is going to be really good for. I like the concept, and I understand why they made it 100% DPS, but because these are melee bots. I would have liked to have seen this bot on other bot classes, and maybe you just reduce the damage a little bit. But I was like, I don't know if that turns into something where it's overpowered. But I do like the idea of having more ranged attackers. And honestly, this is a combat that I'd probably use. I'd probably use him after it goes into regular bundles. I'm probably not going to go spend on this one. So before we get out of here, oops, I did not mean to do that. Before we get out of here, I want to see how he looks on Ripper Snapper, because I think that's a good opportunity to really cash in on some damage. So right now, level 61, Ripper Snapper, ability 11. You got him at 578.3. So let's go ahead and add Baru. and we will add him to the crew. Try and run him one more time before we get out of here. And he's already on that squad, so zone 15 again. And let's see what happens. How was everybody's weekend event? You know, the anniversary event. If you didn't see my YouTube short that I put out there, every time I get like a new 5-star, I do a short. I don't like to go do. That's how I do my reveals. And I got the 5-star cat gut. I was hoping for Crater Maker, but hey, Crater Maker's the last one I got left in that batch, so we are good. And this is a lot of walls over here, so let me see. Let me run him. So I'm gonna run him near some defense. I might have to run him again. Yeah, I'm gonna run this one again. Just because I really want to get a good, accurate pick at that damage before we get out of here. Because I think this one is gonna be, it's gonna be a good pairing as well. And it's one of the ones that I kind of neglected when I was doing my testing. I mean, technically I'm still testing for the game, but when I was testing for the purpose of this video, and see, I forgot to go back and look at the damage. 763.3 with the 5-star maxed out Baru added. So I know a lot of people are starting to go for Ripper Stapper now with the new ability 11, just to get the chance at some of those critical hits during the ability. Alright, and there goes one of the other playtesters, really good player, Yoda. And so let's do this. I'll drop it down so you can see it with the MDS. And he's taking way too long using his passive. And yeah, I probably could have did him a little bit of service just by adding him in there somewhere, a little bit different location. But I just kind of wanted to see how that damage will work out. But yeah, I mean, 763 on a melee bot, especially one that you can turn invisible. It's not bad at all. But hey, let me know what you think. You know, is this a bot that you think a combat that you would use, particularly for your melee style bot? So who would you use it on, knowing its abilities right now? But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Hey guys, if you liked the video, go ahead and give a like to the video. And if you aren't already a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to my page. And you can set it up so you get all the alerts. So every time, because now I'm starting to do a lot more live streaming, you'll get a notification for it, and you never have to worry about missing a video or a live stream again. And also check out my social medias, man. Like we do a lot of stuff over there on Discord. And that's my primary place where I talk, but I also got Instagram, Facebook, all those things, and I'll leave the links for those in the description of this video. I'll be back again on Wednesday. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about yet, but on Wednesday I'll be doing a video premiere. So I'm not live streaming this week, but I do want to keep the live chat open for whatever we want to discuss. So look forward to that on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 UTC. And I'll see you guys then, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Freezius out.